What is up, space pirates? This is your captain, the chronically charismatic Dr. Disaster, and things just keep getting worse for Madam Web, which will likely go down as one of the worst films of all time. We thought we knew what the production budget was for this film, but we are getting word that it actually cost way more than we thought.
Oh no.
Yeah, Sony really screwed the pooch on this one. According to this article from comicbookmovie.com, link in the description, the current mood on the Sony lot is said to be gloomy, and with good reason, despite previous reports placing Madam Web's budget at around $80 million, it's actually believed to be closer to the low $100 million range.
That's not good news. That's not good news at all.
When you factor in the marketing budget, which I've heard estimates are at around $20 million, then Madam Web would need something in the ballpark of $240 million at the box office just to break even. They'll be lucky at this rate to even hit half of that. With this obscure character, Madam Web, and their girl power cast, Sony has set a literal fortune on fire.
It's not about money. It's about sending a message. Everything burns.
Alright me hearties, make sure you like this video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also follow me on Twitter if you use that platform. My handle there is Dr. Disaster 1. But let's dig into some of the weird crap Madam Web star Dakota Johnson has been getting up to. It sounds like some people are blaming her for this movie failing. But I agree with the headline of this Fox News article here. Madam Web star Dakota Johnson's unhinged press tour didn't cause movie's epic flop. Yeah, the flop happened because the movie features an obscure character nobody knows about outside of comic book geeks and a cast of almost nothing but women in a genre that is decidedly enjoyed by men in the majority. The further context is the fact that we've seen them try to shove this girl power shit down our throats the past few years, so everyone knew what to expect. We don't trust movies like that. We assume that they are just going to push girl power ideology. And to top it all off, the trailer was lousy, and the reviews for this film have been notoriously bad. But let's read some of this Fox News article. We'll skip down to where it says, the film's implosion comes after its star, Johnson, often appeared notably disinterested and dismissive of the movie and the superhero genre in general during a promotional tour that some social media users described as unhinged. I don't know, I just have a hard time thinking that has anything to do with the movie flopping so hard. Dakota Johnson might be off-putting to some people, but I don't think the vast majority of folks even watch these interviews unless they're already committed to going to these movies. The problem starts right there, at its roots. People are not excited about these movies. How can they be? Who gives a shit about Madam Web? I mean, put out another Spider-Man movie and you'll have a guaranteed cash flow, but this stuff ain't gonna do it. The only hope a Madam Web film would have is a brilliant script, and it sounds like we got the opposite of that. So I don't blame Dakota Johnson for not being interested in the film, for acting disengaged. It might be off-putting, as I said, to some people. I don't know, I don't really care. I don't think it matters. But let's move down to where it says public relations expert Doug Eldridge of Achilles PR weighed in on whether Johnson's press tour had ultimately contributed to the failure of Madam Web. The lack of critical and commercial success of this film does not fall squarely on Dakota's shoulders, Eldridge told Fox News Digital. There is a recent string of superhero movies which have fallen flat at the box office for reasons beyond mere PR missteps by their stars. He continued, The Rock is arguably the largest draw at the international box office, yet Black Adam was dead on arrival. Similarly, in an ever-expanding superhero lexicon, Captain Marvel, I'm pretty sure he means the Marvels here, but yeah, the Marvels, Morbius, and Bloodshot are just a few of the titles which never found their foothold as the market for capes and tights is getting increasingly crowded and less appealing to the broader viewing audience. Like I said before, these are all obscure characters. Few people outside of comic book enthusiasts have ever even heard of Black Adam or Morbius. These companies need to put in the work and develop these characters in the books, build a following, and then write good scripts. These writers have relied so heavily on name brand recognition throughout the years that now that there practically is none to lean on because they're pulling these really obscure characters out of the woodwork, they're falling flat. Hollywood writers today are hacks, chosen for their ideological beliefs over their skills. It's a good old boy club that you can only get into if you share their political beliefs. This is especially evident in a film like Madam Web, where the budget isn't as large as some other films. $100 million plus is a lot of money, but it's half of what the MCU typically spends on their films. And without that extra expenditure, they don't have the flashy CGI that other films have. The movie has to be carried by its plot, and they don't have one to speak of. In many ways, this film is a scathing indictment on the sorry state of the film industry's creativity. There's probably a world out there where a Madam Web film has a good story, it receives good reviews, and people come out to see it so that Sony can make some money. I doubt very much that Dakota Johnson's interviews had much to do with the film's failings. This movie was doomed the moment that the moronic executives at Sony read the proposed script and said, "Yep, sounds good to me."
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.